Welcome in, Exiles, and go ahead and hit that like and slam that subscribe button like we are slamming in this league with our string stackers, our melee builds. Turn your notifications on so that you're on the notification gang and you're not missing out on future content. Let's take a look what we got here, guys. So we did buy a headhunter on the build, and we did do a little testing with the headhunter, and yeah, this is pretty much a very powerful simulacrum farmer build and also an excellent mapper. Let that be known. Full screen AoE is always glorious, guys. It's so fun. We don't have to worry about ignites. We don't have to worry about Kosis and Omniphobia having high fire resistance, breaking our maps with cast while stunned. Although our cast while stunned builds are very fun, you know, this is a much better Simulacrum Farmer in my opinion. I just like it a lot more. We get a lot more damage, and it just makes everything explode on the screen, and it gives you that glorious Path of Exile feeling. So let's take a look at the build here. So we did experiment with this runic enchantment. Life leech from hits with this weapon is instant. Now the cool thing about this is how it works with Strength of Blood. The combination that we did come up with is using the Sap of Seasons and a clever use of the skill tree with Whipping Wounds. Now this makes it so that you're always losing life, so you're always leeching life, whether it's instant or with your offhand. You're alternating with your offhand, main hand, offhand, main hand. You're always leeching. You're always doing instant leech, and it just gives you Strength of Blood pretty much all the time. And it's just insane damage in itself, especially when you get up to about 50, 60 stacks of Sap of the Season. That's 50 elemental penetration, guys, and that's just insane damage on top of you stacking your strength. And yeah, with both of our maces, stacking spell damage, attack damage, it's just bonkers. Guys, the damage is absolutely insane, and the tankiness of the build, chef's kiss. Gotta love the tankiness of the build. It's just absolute beast. Got tons of HP. It has a lot of scalability because it's based on your currency. The more currency you have, the more strength you're gonna have, the better your build's gonna be. If you have a Mage Blood, you're gonna be zooming, you're gonna be blasting, you're gonna be exploding the full screen. It's just gonna be a blast. So we do have alternate ways you can play the build. If you're just starting off, you can start with your standard strength percent belt. This does the job very well. And essentially you just want to make sure your resistances line up pretty nicely if you're going to be using the Wise Oak. As you can see, I have that lined up pretty nicely. And the other cool thing that we do with this is on the tree we use Nature's Concoction, which keeps up our Wise Oak all the time pretty much. And yeah, it's pretty much up all the time, even on bosses. Now, this is our skill tree that we are currently using. Now I chose to put Iron Will on my second mace, and that saves me quite a few points, so I don't have to path around this way like you see most string stackers do. When I changed it up with the Iron Wheel over here, it gave me about 5 to 6 skill points that I could use elsewhere. And we still have a decent amount of strength, and of course we'll want to get to level 100, so that'll give us another 3 skill points. Now there are some fun things you can do with this build. You could use a Thread of Hope here, which would net you this Nomadic Teachings. It would be a very large Thread of Hope. You can get Nomadic Teachings, you can get Lava Lash, and you could grab this without having to connect this piece here. Also in the build, depending on how you want to play the build, if you want to go for more resistances, you could take off some of these nodes and try to go for these here. Get your max resistances with the Thread of Hope. Of course, balancing everything out, you can get more damage, more resistances, and overall you'll just be more tanky. Nonetheless, we're super tanky with the build in its current form. Of course, if you're going to be taking on Ubers, you're probably going to want a Mage Blood. You're going to want 90 all res for sure. And yeah, you're probably going to need a lot more strength too for Ubers, because Ubers are no joke. This build is very strong, but I think Ubers is another level above my gear set that I have now. I believe I would need a Mage Blood. I would need 90 all res for sure. And yeah, it would take that much for the Ubers, but nonetheless the build is very fun. We have a lot of damage, we have a lot of capabilities with the build for mapping, and it's very easy to interchange. If you're doing a simulacrum, you feel like you need more tankiness, you can slap on an Arctic armor as you stand in the middle of the arena and slam away. Now the cool thing that we do also use Volcanic Fissure of Snaking. Now the reason I use this because it sends out 3 fissures with each swing, so that's 6 fissures from both hands, and your attack speed is based on your Soul Eater stacks, and 50% more area of effect on this skill. We also have the Vaal version because you pop Vaal Volcanic Fissure, that's another 5 additional fissures with 11 projectiles coming out of each of them. And it's just a ton of extra damage, especially if you have your mana burn rate up to about 50, 55. It's just going to melt everything in the vicinity, including the Simulacrum bosses, and it's very helpful on those bosses. Other than that, we kind of take the standard strength skill approach. We got strength percent rings. I got a little extra on those. Search on the market, see what you can get. For the Albarians, it's just a normal Albarians with maximum endurance charge. That 1 endurance charge gives me a ton of extra defenses. And you could go for some crafted boots, but man, those boots are insanely hard to craft. I just stick with this a lot cheaper route. I miss out on 5% movement speed and some life, but I make up for it in the endurance charge and the 18% strength, which gives me a decent amount of life. And yeah, this is the build here, guys. You can switch out your Sap of the Seasons for a Quicksilver if you're mapping. Just kind of depends on how you feel. Generally, when you're mapping, you can just leap slam around quick enough. You don't really need Quicksilvers. I probably would switch up this a little bit, my flask, if I did have a Mage Blood, which we're going to be farming for. We're quite a ways off, I would say about maybe 150 divs. But my stash of Exile is looking pretty nice. We can make sales. I think I'll have a Mage Blood this weekend, perhaps, if we keep up the farming. Keep getting some good loot. And yeah, we'll get a Mage Blood on this. But yeah, this is pretty much the standard string stacker build, guys. I'll have the POB in the description. Nonetheless, the build is pretty standard. The only things that we are doing different is, of course, our setup for Strength of Blood. And also, guys, we'll want to show you each slam skill with these skills as well. Let you see what the slam AoE looks like on each skill. And I'll go ahead and start showing that now. Let's get into it. Welcome in, Exiles, to the next portion of the build. We're going to be taking a look at the area of effect of each slam skill that we have here. That is pretty fun to use. And we'll also use Seismic Cry to get the most out of the AoE. We are using Fist of War and Area of Effect. Let's see how it looks. Ooh, look at that AoE, guys. That is fantastic. Holy cow. So that's with Earthquake. Can we get even more AoE, guys? We can. We can. Just to kind of see the AoE. We'll use everything that we can that increases AoE. Oh my god. Look at that AoE guy. Oh my gosh. That is pretty insane, right? So that's Earthquake. Get out of here. So what is this? Sunder of Earthbreaking. Holy moly. Look how huge that is. Guys, that is pretty insane. Holy cow. Jesus. This build is absolutely nuts, guys. I love this build. You can use any slam skill with this and it'd be like absolutely insane. Earthshatter Of Fragility. I actually like this skill a lot. I like how it looks. And when the spikes shatter, it's pretty impressive. AoE, I'll give it that. Now the cool thing with the Earthshatter Of Fragility is that you use this with lesser duration. And I think the damage on this is pretty insane as well. For Simulacrum, like this is good for Simulacrum if you use with less duration. you'll get a lot more damage. Let's check out Tectonic Slam of the Cataclysm. Okay, let's get some endurance charges for this. Okay. We'll cry up. Oh my god, look at that. It really goes a long way. I mean, these skills do insane damage, like, because you're string stacking and you're penetrating resistances. I mean, I'm not even using sap at the seasons. Mapping on this is an absolute joke in terms of damage. That's with 8. Okay, that is pretty insane. Okay, this should be fun. Concecrated path. Endurance. Holy cow. That is pretty insane. Let's turn off Herald of Ash here so we can kind of see AoE. Wait a second, why is my Herald of Ash still going off? Okay, that's pretty huge. Holy. Look at that. That is insane. What's my damage like on that? Holy cow. Okay, that is pretty insane. Ground. Pretty much full screen. Jesus. I mean, she killed the boss with ground sleep. Jesus. That's a pretty much. So you could pretty much. I mean, you could map. I think Leap Slam or Groundbreaking would be the best mapping skill because you just leap slam through the map. Holy cow! Wait a second. Jeez. That is a lot of AoE, guys. Can we get some more strength on here? Let me get some more strength. We'll be trolling a little bit. What's an easy way to get strength here? 20 strength here. Where can I get some more strength? Okay, here. 5% here. $2,900. Holy cow. Brutal Shrine. Holy. That is insane. Okay. Seems like it goes beyond full screen with the Ice Crash of Cadence. I like regular Ice Crash better for the AoE. Ground slam. I mean, it pretty much looks like ground slam of Earthbreaking. Pretty much the AoE. Regular Earthshatter probably looks the same. Okay. But Ice Crash is actually pretty insane, guys. Look at that. I like Ice Crash. I like when it amplifies it with the Fist of War effect. That's pretty sick. What is that in my inventory? Get out of here. Try another, throw another map in here. Let's hit some monsters with this. I mean, this looks pretty sick on the AoE.
Once more into the fray.
Holy cow. How's Ice Crash so powerful? Holy cow. It actually has some really good damage. Holy hell. I really like Ice Crash. What do you guys think of Ice Crash? I think this is my favorite one. I mean, the AoE is so large on me. Why is Ice Crash so much bigger than the others? See what else. Let's try Vaal ground slam. Holy! That is one massive hit. Let's try with a Brutal Shine. Holy cow. Holy cow. That goes beyond full screen. That goes beyond full screen. On a slam skill. Holy moly. Slams are absolutely insane, guys. Insane. I know Cyclone isn't affected by AoE as much as strike range, but let's just take a look at it just for fun. For science. For science.
Gird yourself for battle.
Cyclone for science.
And conquer.
Oh, okay. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. That's not bad. That is not bad. That is not bad AoE. Wait a second. Let's cook a little with this. Let's cook. I need life tap because I don't have the mod for reduced mana. Let's cook though. Let's throw in a map. Let's cook. Let us cook. Let us cook. Let us cook. Let us cook. Oh, come on. Oh my god. Why did I click on that? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Some shrines. Try a blue shrine. Let's cook a little bit with this. We're doing a little bit experimenting here. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. That AoE is not bad. What's the damage on this? Wait a second, guys. Oh man. Imagine this with a Mage Blood. Mage Blood, Onslaught, and Quicksilver. Okay, wait a second. We are cooking. Okay, guys. I might have to make a Cyclone video, guys. We might have something cooking with Cyclone. It's pretty sick. See the boss damage. Holy cow, Vaal Cyclone does a lot of damage. Okay guys, so we're cooking with Cyclone. That's a lot of AoE. I wonder if I can change my skill tree up a little bit. For strike range. Right? Let's mess around a little here. So we can get some strike range here. Get some AoE here. So let's goof around a little here. Let's see how much AoE we can really get. So, grab this here. More strike range. More AoE. Is there any more strike range I can get easily? That's just 0.1. That's not really nothing. Seems like a pretty nice AoE size for Cyclone. Doesn't seem too bad. Let's use this with, what was I going to switch that out for? Just a war. Okay. So we'll change up our tree just a little and see how much AoE we can get here. Take that off. Get more AoE with endurance charges. damage charge here. Where can I get one easily? Okay.
The battlefield awaits.
Let's throw in a map and see if we can get some bigger AoE on this Cyclone here, guys. Tropical Island. Throw that in. Okay, that's fine.
Gird yourself for battle.
Domination. Okay.
Once more.
Okay. We might be cooking the Cyclone. Look at the AoE on that. It's pretty nice. I want a Brutal Shrine to see how much AoE we can truly get. Now this is what it would look like if I had a Mage Blood, probably. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so we'll move on, and guys, that was pretty impressive. So that's all the slam skills. I think the AoE on this build is absolutely insane, bananas, you name it. If you've been watching this long, I know you guys probably skipped through just to see the effects. You know, you don't really care about the rambling and the messing around, but I think if you've watched this long, if maybe you enjoy the ASMR, I don't know, guys, but I appreciate you watching this long. And I think that's that for the guide, guys. I think we've covered a lot of stuff on it. Also, if you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I see that people are having trouble with posting their POBs in the YouTube comments. So I think I need to get a Discord, guys, and I'm going to start streaming a little bit more often so that I can answer your questions. And in the chat, you can kind of post your path of buildings if you need help. But yeah, guys, I think that's it. That covers everything. Build is absolutely fantastically fun. Probably one of the most fun builds I've played in quite a long time. Just being able to build everything. I built this from scratch. You know, I crafted everything myself, and it was a great journey. And we're still got a while to go because we just need that Mage Blood. That'll take us to the next level of farm on this build. And until next time, guys, remember to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the build. Are you playing the build? How's your loot going with the Settlers League? Because it's been fantastic for me. I actually got a Mirror Shard. I got a ton of Divines. I'm getting tons of loot from all the shipments and stuff. It's just absolutely fun league. Okay, guys, until next time, peace out.